Welcome back to the Papa Do Podcast.
Papa Do! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Papa Do Podcast. We are a day late, and it is my fault.
Crypt's fault.
I'm sorry, all right? Life is very strenuous and crazy. Everybody can relate. Everybody's got problems, but we're here. Joey's sipping on Dunkin', as per usual.
Yeah. Well, because it's a day late, and now because we're actually doing this early morning, well, it's not early morning, but early afternoon, I have a Dunkin' cup of coffee.
Words are hard.
Hand. Yeah, I am not qualified to do a podcast. But, you know, regardless,
That's never
you should
stopped
still
us
follow
before.
us. Yeah. I mean, hey, follow us on socials at Papa Do Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. And you listen to us on Spotify if you're not already doing that. If you're doing that, we love you.
You're more important than everyone else.
Way more important. If you're watching this on YouTube, fuck you.
I'm glad we share the same sentiment.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus
we
Christ.
love all. We love all.
Every single one of you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Me personally, how do I listen to podcasts? It's a mix. I think it's a mix. How about you?
It's a mix. I like watching the shorts on TikTok, honestly. I'm one of those guys. As much as I hate short form content, that's hard to say, and how it's overtaken YouTube long form content, I'm one of the people that get locked into the doom scrolls, and I'll just sit there and watch podcast clips instead of go watch the full thing.
Yeah. I actually read something the other day that
you know how to read?
I believe it's YouTube. What was that?
I said, you know how to read?
Oh. Well, no. I had my wife do it for me, but
okay.
She was telling me about this article that YouTube, I think, is rolling out a feature. I think it's YouTube rolling out a feature to stop doom scrolling on shorts. Like, it'll cut you off. Like, the bartender will take away your keys. And I think that's pretty interesting.
I think that's needed. Because, dude, I find myself doing it while I'm driving. I won't even look at it. I'm just sitting there scrolling while I'm looking at the road, listening to stuff. And like
that was terrifying to hear for a second.
I don't look at it, yeah. But like my thumb is just sitting there and I'm listening to stuff. And I used to I'd listen to creepypastas, like 20-minute long scary story videos or something while I'm driving, or music. That's what I would listen to, long form stuff. And now it's switched to that even while I'm driving. I hate it because my attention span has just gone out the window. If you've ever watched the podcast, you know we can't stay on a topic for more than 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah, that's insane. Long form is I'm always long form, always, especially on long drives. I have to find something that's gonna be an hour long or so. And I'm a Marvel nerd and stuff, so a lot of times I'm listening to stuff like that. And man, short form while driving?
I know it's a problem.
Leave a comment on Spotify or YouTube, because we love you both equally. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. We're not going to get into this. But yeah, besides all that, let us know. What do you prefer to listen to while driving? Do you listen to short form content like my fucking weirdo co-host over here?
I don't prefer it. I just do it. It's just what I do.
Strange.
I know. It's weird. I find myself getting into the habit, and I try to kick myself out of it every now and again, but it's just my default now. I just go, and I don't know why.
Huh. Okay.
And the worst part is what's been happening a lot recently is it's clips of movies. And it's movies that I've seen 100 times, but I still listen to them. Have you ever watched Tombstone?
Listen to clips of movies?
Yes. There's a movie called Tombstone. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's an old Western movie. It's so good. And I just listened to clips of it over and over again. And there's a couple very famous scenes from it that everybody clips and posts. And I just listen to them every time it pops up. I don't know why.
What's a famous quote from the movie, or what's a quote that you remember? One piece of dialogue. Something.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody done walked over your grave. Fight's not with you, Holiday. I beg to differ, sir. Seems you started a battle that we started a war that we never got to finish, something like that. It's like, I was just fooling about.
You look like someone stepped over your grave.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm not sold
Say when.
on this movie.
All right, Lunger. let's do it. And then he shoots him in the forehead.
Wow. Well, that escalated quickly.
Dead.
What does that mean? So you look like somebody had done walked over your grave.
Looks like you've seen a ghost, pretty much. Like you look scared.
Okay. That makes me think of the Key and Peele skit where he rises up from the grave and talks to him, and then it's an awkward conversation because he thought he brought the flowers to him, but he was actually going to see his grandfather or whatever, and then they had to have an awkward conversation. Like he didn't even remember the guy's name, and it was
wow.
Yeah, that's what that made me think of.
That's hilarious. There's a Key and Peele skit for everything. They're so underrated. I wish I got into them when they were doing stuff as it was happening. I've went back retroactively and seen so much of it, and it's great. What are you doing with your mouth right there?
Bro, I feel like I had Boston cream chocolate, like donut stuff in my teeth, and I got but I think I'm good.
All right.
Yeah. Key and Peele are hit and miss, though. But speaking of miss, sometimes in basketball, people miss shots. And this is our segue, I guess.
That's the segue?
It's not really.
We're going to that?
No. Have you been watching the NBA playoffs? For people that don't know, the NBA playoffs started this past week, and that usually means I am no longer available. Don't call me. Don't text me. I don't care if you need to eat right now. I don't care if you want your baba. I don't care if you want a back rub. I don't care if you want attention. I don't care if the house is burning down. I'm not leaving my TV because I like to watch these basketball games. Have you watched any of them yourself?
I've not been able to watch them because we've had games every night that there's been basketball, but I do watch the SportsCenter highlights the day after, or I try to anyway.
Okay. Both of our teams are in it.
They're both
this
in it.
year.
They're both in it.
And both respectable teams in terms of seeding, right? Your team is the 5 seed?
The 4 seed. 4 seed.
They're 4. So the Bucks are 5 then.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But Dame Dollar's coming back soon. Soon, so
Don't matter.
It don't matter. Jeez.
That means he'll drop 40 and they'll still lose by 30.
Yeah, don't you feel so bad for players when that happens?
I do.
My Knicks are in it, and yesterday was a very tough loss that we had. But we're going against the fucking Pistons. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Like, what are you doing here? Like, go somewhere. Go back to wherever you came from, preferably Detroit. Like, why are you even in the playoffs right now? Didn't you suck dick?
Like last year.
Yeah. Like, how do you go from sucking dick to not sucking dick? This is something I've been trying to figure out for a long time.
You just pull the dick out, Joe. You just pop it right out of the mouth. Just pop.
It's not as easy as it sounds. But anyways, that's yeah. I just wanted to talk, just vent really quick about my team. The New York Knicks, who should be way better. On paper, they just look so good. And when I watch them play, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Good thing we have a little short guy with braids that's running around wrecking shop. Because if we didn't, then you fucking useless pieces of shit would be nothing.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm a New York fan, so we're very harsh on our...
You almost sound as bad as Philly fans.
Yeah. No, I think those are neck and neck with how harsh they are. Like, it's like a love-hate or hate-love relationship.
Dude, I've been to a Yankees game and I've been to a Phillies game. And the Yankees game was cool. The Yankees were losing a little bit, but everybody was still kind of upbeat, like cheering them on. It's like, we can get back into it. You know, they were there. I went to a Phillies game. They were losing 1-0, and the crowd was booing Trey Turner every time he got up there. And he's the Philly shortstop, like booing their own players. Then they started losing like 3-0. Trey Turner get back up there. He's 0 for 2. They're booing the shit out of him loud as hell. And he strikes out again. Bryce Harper gets out there. He's 0 for 2. They're booing him. Like, they're booing their own team. And it was in the playoffs. And it's like, dude, I would hate it. If I was a player and got drafted, it's like, this is my dream. I'm so excited I go get to play. Who's calling me? Who am I playing for? And it's the Phillies. I'm going to go be a janitor.
Yeah. Yankees fans, Knicks. What a jump. The Knicks fans is more like it takes time for them to get really fed up. Like if they're getting blown out or something like that, and they don't see you diving for balls and stuff, then they'll start booing. You know, Yankees. If somebody like clearly just got paid like a huge contract, but they keep striking out or something like that, or it was a big trade. Like A-Rod probably got it the worst that I can remember. Yeah, like they'll start booing. It's just a term of like losing patience.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe New York has a little bit more patience, a little bit more string to work with than Philly fans, because what you said just sounded awful. The most polite sporting event I've ever been to, the most polite fan base I've ever seen was the Kansas City Royals. I was at a Kansas City Royals game. I don't know how the fuck I got there, but I was there.
So
I was
random.
watching a Kansas City Royals game. Yeah, the pitcher got taken out after giving up like a 6-run inning or something, and everybody was like, yeah, you know, you did your best. Yeah, you did good. Don't worry
like
about
a high
it.
school
Like,
game.
yeah, seriously. It was just a super polite and supportive, and yeah, that was a crazy experience. All
right, so for any
Speaking
future
of New
MLB
York,
prospects listening to the podcast, go to the Royals.
Yeah.
They're the only supportive
Absolutely.
team out there. Stay away from the Phillies, and you'll be fine.
and the Yankees, even though it may be tempting because now you can have a fucking beard.
Which is bullshit. God, it's
You don't like
bullshit.
that?
No,
This
absolutely
has become
not.
a baseball podcast.
This is
This
some
has
bullshit.
become a 100%
That has been
baseball
a standing
podcast.
tradition for 100 years, and they're just gonna, all right, we'll just fucking do it now, since I don't even know who the fuck they have that has a beard. Is anybody growing a beard right now for the Yankees? Are they still upholding
I
the
don't know if
tradition?
they're growing one. When does the tradition start? When are they starting this?
I think they already agreed that like they can do it this year.
Oh, really? Okay.
I believe so.
tattoos too, right? You could have tattoos and
It's all bullshit.
I think-
the world's going to hell.
damn. I think finally Yankees will look cool because they always
They've
look like a
always
bunch
looked
of
cool.
man babies.
No, they
look
look
a
like
bunch of man
straight,
babies.
straight edge men. That's what you want to model your life after.
They look like thumbs. They just look
Yeah.
like, whenever I
Boring.
see somebody with no facial hair, I'm like, bro, you look like a fucking thumb. Especially if they have no hair on top of their head.
Well,
I
they
mean,
always allowed mustaches. You just couldn't have a beard. It's like the military. And you
They
couldn't
did.
have long hair.
They did allow mustaches. They did.
Yeah.
But a lot of
Remember
them opt to not do it.
Yeah.
I can think of like Don Mattingly. Clearly, he had a mustache and shit like that.
Big
Bro,
one.
we are talking about
This is crazy.
baseball.
We're talking about baseball. I love it. This is great.
But baseball, it was what I was really like into before I got into music. Like baseball was like my thing. Like,
Yeah,
I can name the
I'm
starting
obviously-
lineup of every single team when I was
That's-
playing. Damn, what game was I playing? Triple play. Triple play.
Triple play
2000
2005?
No, before that. I think it was 2001.
Was that? Oh my God.
I was on my Windows 98, bro.
Yes, dude. I used to have that, and like they had Barry Bonds on there. They had like Chuck
Yeah.
Knobloch, like random ass
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Chuck Knobloch, Derek Jeter, Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, Shane Spencer. You know what I mean? Like
Damn,
Shane's.
dude. I did not know
I
you
brought
knew
you
this much
back.
about baseball. Hold on, I'm
Yeah,
frozen. I'm
You
frozen
are
in
frozen.
disbelief
You're
right now.
Yeah, you're frozen in disbelief.
I can't believe it.
No, but I don't know anything about new age baseball. I don't even
That's
know
fine.
about the new rules that they implemented to make it more quote unquote entertaining and shit like that. I always thought the suspense of the next pitch was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, speaking of New York, because we talked about New York for a second, 2 New York rappers chimed in on the white rappers conversation because this whole Mount Rushmore wave rolled out of the top white rappers. And I just want to go on the record saying when Crypt hit me up about like, yo, come up with a Mount Rushmore of white rappers, I was like, fucking genius. Let's do it. And then I took it upon myself to like go on ChatGPT and like make like cool creative Mount Rushmores of different things. Like I got one of just Michael B. Jordan's face 4 times. I was like, yo, this is awesome. This is a new wave. And turns out the whole internet has been doing this for like a week. There's been a whole wave of just Mount Rushmore everything.
Yep. That's why I brought it up.
I had no idea.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Sorry to disappoint you.
So, in real time right now, we're going to find out what Cameron, and I have actually a little thing to say about Cameron later on that actually has to do with Wiz Khalifa, because we're going to be talking about his album, Kush Orange Juice 2. Cameron and Mace have revealed their top 3 white rappers.
They did.
This is the first time me and Crypt. Yeah, top 3.
All right, so fuck the 4th Mount Rushmore. It just got hit by a meteor.
Maybe they just don't know a 4th white rapper.
maybe so.
Maybe these are the only white rappers they know, you know? So we'll see. But as a person that can say that Cameron was their favorite rapper for a long time, and that would be me. Cameron was my favorite rapper for a long time until he started to sound like on tracks. That was pretty much the
great impression.
I had to draw the line there. Yeah. That was it. This is very interesting to me. This is very interesting to me to see where he stands on this conversation. And I'm just going to let you know right now, if he says Joey Nato, I will be...
There's a chance.
I don't know what I will do. I will...
He's been secretly following your career for years, never contacted you on purpose, but now's his time to let the world know.
I'm nervous, man. Like, the chances of this happening...
Joey and I, neither one know what their list is, so this is like a live reaction to their list.
This is. We got to do this more often.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, I'm scrolling.
You don't even have it pulled up. This is great.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait. No, I'm looking right at it, but it's not like a list. Do I have to read? What kind of shit is this?
Man.
All right, here we go. Ready? As the internet debates who belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Caucasian MCs, co-hosts offered their 2 cents during their latest episode of their sports talk show. Wait, there's a lot going on here. Cameron and Mace have... First of all, they have a podcast, apparently. I think I knew that Cameron had a podcast. But
everybody
they have
does.
Sports? It's a sports talk show?
They let me and you have a podcast. Surely to God, everybody else has got one. Who are their rappers? This is too long.
All right, so Millie's. All right. So Mace is saying that Eminem.
Shocker.
And then MGK or Yellow. Oh, okay. So he says Millie's first.
Okay.
The one that's signed to Jadakiss and he's with D Block. He's the white rapper in D Block. He's from Massachusetts, actually.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not tapped in too much to Millie's, but
I think you're the one that kind of showed him to me. I thought.
My barber showed me to him.
For some reason, I associate him with you. I don't know why. White.
Hi. All right. Millie's, Eminem, and either MGK or Yellow Wolf is his top 3 white rappers.
Okay. Nothing crazy, I don't feel like.
Shouts to MGK. You may have not got the Complex. Was it Complex that rolled out that?
Complex.
Yeah. So you may have not got the green light from them, but you got it from Mace. All right. Cameron said, I'm going to go MGK because he's my man. Mace did the same thing we did. Honorable mention to the Beastie Boys. Mace also said he's got to do his list over because he forgot about Jack Harlow.
All right.
So
this is great.
If you're following here,
it was Millie's, MGK, and Yellow Wolf
Eminem.
/Eminem. Oh yeah, it was Eminem for sure. Millie's, MGK / Yellow Wolf as the 3rd spot, but he's got to redo it because he forgot about Jack Harlow. Got it.
Yeah. Cameron said MGK. Right? Because I guess he's cool with MGK.
Yeah.
I could be a way better friend, Cameron, than Machine Gun Kelly could be. Okay? He's out here fucking models and stuff like that. I'm not. I'm here. Anyways. But text me because I can't stand the sound of your voice. Eminem. is who Cameron said. And then I'm going to go with Third Base as a group.
Third Base?
Third Base.
Who the fuck is Third Base?
They had the black community when it was really hard for a white person to excel in the black community. People were like, fuck out of here when Vanilla Ice came around. Oh, and then he said Mac Miller. So he said Eminem, Third Base, and Mac Miller.
And MGK, because it's his boy.
Oh, yeah. And Jack Harlow's definitely up there. You know what?
This is awful. This is terrible. So here's my top 4 rappers of all time, but let me name 9 of them. And then you decide which are the top 4.
I wish they just compile. Hip Hop DX, do better. Compile this shit into a motherfucking list. God.
Well, there's that segment for you.
Well, actually, while I'm saying God, I do want to actually say something about that really quick. And this is on a serious note.
Okay.
I think I'm officially done with Kanye West.
Papa Do exclusive. Oh, I almost threw my water across the room. I was trying to reach for an empty one.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. My biggest musical influence, probably, period. He's the reason I don't even put dubs on my vocals in a lot of songs. He's the reason why I feel confident to go from producer to rapper. He's the reason why I even consider putting symphonic elements into my songs and so much was influenced by him, but he's gone too far in recent times, and I was just trying to justify him so much for even the wildest shit. The thing that I was really clinging on to was the fact that his album...
What the fuck was that?
That was my glasses telling me they needed to be charged.
Okay. Yes.
That would suck if they lost battery and then everything just goes blurry.
It's like, we're shutting your vision off now. You got to pay your subscription. $9.99 a month to see all these fucking glasses, or else we just blind you. Anyway.
I was holding on to hope with the whole bully marketing. Maybe this is just a whole ploy to really solidify the bully character that he wants to exemplify in this album rollout that he's going to be doing. But that is clearly not the case at this point, and it's just too much, man. So we will no longer be talking about anything Kanye related on this podcast. Are you in agreement with that?
So Kanye West has a new album coming out soon called Bully. We're super excited for it. Can't wait to listen to it. I mean, I'm indifferent. I don't care. He's clearly not right in the head. And the more people talk about him, the more attention he gets, the more it's just... I was thinking about this the other day, too, because obviously I'm on the baseball field a lot. We listen to music a lot on the baseball field, and I just hear all of these classic Kanye songs that come up. And every time they come up, it's like, man, it's almost like listening to R. Kelly now. You just feel weird listening to it. Even though the songs are great, it's like, that dude's a piece of shit. But man, this song's good. Yeah. That's just similar feeling.
Yeah.
But, I'm not hearing Ignition out there on the baseball field, but we're hearing all kinds of Kanye stuff.
Yeah, Ignition is probably the weirdest one to listen to now.
Yeah.
But
God. See, I don't even think about that, but now I can't go back and listen to that. Sucks.
Good song.
It is shitty person,
right,
good song.
Well, that's that. So what the fuck is this episode? I don't know, but I feel like it's pretty entertaining.
Fuck Kanye, I guess. Should have put out that Hitler album. We were excited.
Yeah, I was counting down the days. Speaking of Twitch, DaBaby has a Twitch channel. DaBaby has started his Twitch channel, and I gotta say, I did not see this coming from DaBaby at all. Now, I can only imagine his inspiration of doing this is from the success of people like T Grizzly, people like T-Pain, who have been just damn near daily been on Twitch streams for hours on end, just live streaming. And T-Pain is an open book when he comes to
hell yeah,
everything.
He is.
He's an open book. You can learn a lot listening to T-Pain. He exposes, like fake stuff in the industry, but he really says it for what it is. He doesn't give a fuck. And he mentioned an exact dollar amount and how much he's been making a month on Twitch, or how much he makes in his streams. And he mentions like making like $70K sometimes on like a Twitch stream or something like that. Like something stupid. Usually it would have to be sponsored for him to rack in that amount. Well, it would have to be sponsored for him to rack in that amount, but I mean, it makes sense that a company would pay him, and for the littlest thing, like 7-Eleven would hit him up to be like, yo, make sure to mention getting a big gulp like every 10 minutes on your stream, and then boom, $70K or whatever it is. I could get the number wrong there, but this has given DaBaby the idea to start his Twitch channel, which is Please Say DaBaby. And man, I didn't watch too much of it, but I watched a little bit, and his kids were running all over the fucking place, and he was freestyling over Tweaker. So,
all right. Well,
that
sounds like it'll get old pretty quick.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just a flash in the pan type thing. We're gonna have to see how the longevity plays out in this regard. But what are your thoughts altogether of like rappers having live streams and Twitch streams and shit like that?
I think it's cool. There's a yin and yang to it, because as a celebrity, you want to have this mystique about you. You don't want everybody to know everything. You want people to try to learn some things and try hard to look at certain things about you. But on the other hand, it's also really cool as a fan of like T-Pain. I mean, fuck, we grew up listening to T-Pain. It's cool to see behind the curtain and for him to be so open about things that people don't know about, like the industry secrets, and him just showing him making a song from scratch. I mean, the other day, Kesha did a song, or like sent him a song to do for a feature, and he just did it live on his Twitch chat in front of everybody.
That's fucking
It's
dope.
like,
yeah.
That is just, you don't see anybody else really doing that in that large of a scale. And I like it. I saw T-Pain in concert like 2 months ago at Universal Studios. Yeah. I was at Universal Studios. It was February. And my wife and I went. We just had a weekend where we could go, and we both had a vacation. So we went, and he just randomly happened to performing the day we were there. Had no idea about it. And it was fucking awesome.
That sounds dope. Did he have the auto-tune on his voice when he was performing?
He did a little bit, but he's a great performer. He rapped Not Like Us and like showed everybody that he was on Kendrick's side against the Drake beef. It was crazy. Like, there's these fucking kids crip walking down Universal Boulevard. There was 50,000 people there probably. Maybe not that much, but it was a lot. It was packed.
Wow. Well, shout outs to T-Pain. Yeah, I mean, clearly he's doing good with the Twitch channel. And I also forgot to mention another clear motivation that DaBaby had to start his Twitch channel, besides money, is the stream he was on with DDG recently. They made a song called Motion, and that's one that actually went under the radar for me, and I missed it for our songs of the week. So you got off easy there.
Thank God.
But it was pretty cool. It's a really weird, bouncy beat for it, but they recorded the song live on a Twitch stream, on DDG's Twitch stream. And I thought that probably was the spark that got DaBaby like, you know what? I think I could do this too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
there were so many kids running around in that.
Yeah, he's got a plethora. He's got a football team. But I'm excited to see him express his personality, to see if he can kind of hang with that stuff, because he does show his personality off in radio interviews and stuff like that, which is a mini live stream kind of. So it could work, but I don't know. I feel like T-Pain is the pinnacle of those rapper streamers in terms of entertainment value, because I've popped in those streams before, and fuck, they're fun. They're fun to just be there, especially when he does the reviewing of streams or reviewing people's music and just shits on everybody's music. It's great.
While his friend next to him is like just singing and harmonizing to all the songs, and T-Pain's just like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's just a real dude. It's always fun to listen to. But you mentioned songs of the week. let's get into songs of the.
Sure. We're skipping over a couple things, but that's fine. We could do it because I am excited to talk about these 3 songs of the week. 3.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna include? Okay, got it. Okay. First song that we're gonna talk about is JID, your boy. Work. Without the O.
Without the O.
And this one is produced by Plus and Christo. Wait, is Christo what you put on in cookies?
Crisco.
Substitute with that's Crisco. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not to be confused with Chris Calico. There's a lot of ways this could go right now.
Yeah.
Produced by Plus and Christo. And I wanted to mention the producer right off the bat. I'll let you mention the flowies and whatnot of the song. But this beat was fucking dope, dude. Like, that detuned organ in the background, it kind of reminded me of the final chord and the chord progression of dun dun dun.
Yeah.
But except it was just dun, just held out the whole time. Those timpani rolls, just and then the female in the background during the hook. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Like
these are great.
This had a good vibe to it. I think it was a great bitch. I'm back. I know I sound like a fucking mix mash combination of Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar mixed into one person. That's what I think his voice sounds like to me. But yeah, I thought this was a dope bitch I'm back song. Let's get back to work. Let's do this. Get your ass up. Bitch, you better twerk. All right. What's up?
Great. I thought this was an album whenever I saw it announced a couple weeks ago. So I was a little disappointed. But this song was fucking awesome. This might be my favorite song of the week from the songs of the weeks that we have done. Mostly because you have me listen to shit. But this was great. I gave this an 8.4 out of 10 on my scale, my overall scale.
Shit.
He had a nice little rappity-rap, flippity-flip, triplet flow in there, and I like that when he speeds it up a little bit. He's just super enunciative when he raps fast, and I like it. But a lot of flow switches. He's got a great rap voice to listen to. The beat was gnarly. He even had like this hard aggression thing that he did in the second verse. He just switched his voice up a lot. I fucked with it heavy. I like JID.
But he always has a calm demeanor, though. He always kept a calm demeanor.
Yeah. Did he not get aggressive on this one? Am I thinking of somebody else? I wrote that the end of the song was fire as hell.
He got a little bit more dynamic during the end of the second verse, I believe. And I don't know, man. The song just has a really good pace to it. I think he had a good balance of keeping it commercial enough, but still showing what sets him apart from other rappers in terms of those triplet flows and just rapping quick. I don't even want to call it rapping fast. It's like rapping quick because it's like in spurts. To me, fast always meant like going longer distances in a short amount of time, or getting from point A to point B fast, but it's a long distance.
So
and quick
fast
always
means
meant
getting
to me
somewhere
like
fast.
spurts.
That is what that means. Fast is from A to B in a certain period, but quick is how fast you get to A to B. So a fastball. So this is hard to explain now that I'm trying to explain.
So how do you throw a quick ball?
A fastball would be like 100 miles an hour. A quick ball would be like you're like right here, and it's like poof. Like it could be 70 miles an hour, but it's like your delivery is quicker than the fastball.
I think we're talking about
quick and fast means something different, and everybody knows the difference. We just can't fucking explain it. Okay.
Let us know in the comments what the difference is between quick and fast. And don't go to Webster.
Webster? Who the fuck goes to Webster?
I don't know. 7.5 out of 10 is what I'm going to give this one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I think I get a little annoyed when the rappers like... It's clearly a song that's supposed to be... that has some mainstream appeal, right? In my opinion.
Shake your ass, or... The ass shaking, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a mistake I make sometimes too. Like, I'm like, okay, I got this fire hook. It's got a commercial appeal. I got them moving during the hook. Then the verse comes in, and the verse like doesn't match that rhythm. Like, it's like, okay, that hook was crazy, right? Like, no, like go with the rhythm that we're going with the song. I mean, that's just me. That's just like that's not even critique as one artist to another artist. That's just critique as a listener. Is somebody's just vibing around, bouncing. And if I'm bouncing and then all of a sudden something makes me stop bouncing, then I'm pissed and my day's ruined, you know?
It's because you're white and you have no rhythm.
True. All right. Speaking of white, when I was white, I used to watch The Grinch. And Key Glock's new song is The Grinch.
The Grinch.
And I'm going to go ahead and say this. First of all, Ross Raymond on the beat, Broad Day, and Low Beats. Holy shit, 4 different producers.
Wow.
I produced this one.
Man, those royalty splits are ass.
I know. It's really stealing those splits.
Song got
like
500 million streams. I made $1,400.
This is my favorite beat of 2025 so far.
It was nice. It was really nice.
This is my favorite beat of 2025 so far. And I can say that with confidence because I've listened to a lot of beats this year. I've listened to a lot of music. This is the most hip-hop music I've listened to in a long time because we're doing this podcast. I feel like I really got to be on my shit. Oh, my God. I can't talk. But, yeah, the beat was absolutely crazy with those little trumpets, like rising up. And I think there was like even an organ in the beginning of this one. And then just, I don't know if he actually sampled a Grinch song or what.
I don't know either.
It was definitely sampled, and it just had such a dope bounce to it. Big, heavy snare drums. And this shit was, Key Glock has the fucking most fire beats. Like, I'm thinking about that No Sweat song. Remember we reviewed that one? The Keith Sweat Nobody sample.
Oh, yeah.
That he used.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. His shit is just fire. The beat selection is crazy. Overall, the song was cool. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Except the line about, you're a pussy, go play with your clit. Or something like that.
That was the line.
That
very surface
I could probably
level.
have done that without that one. But his grandma didn't raise him to be a bitch, and he'll steal your bitch like the Grinch. Steal your shit like the Grinch.
There it is. That's the Grinch reference. There's no sample. It's just he's stealing like the Grinch. My notes, I forgot that we had reviewed a Key Glock song before because I had that this was my first time listening to Key Glock. So there's the impression he's made on my life. I actually liked it. It really wasn't that bad of a song. And I really, really liked the beat. It was super bouncy and just, I didn't have a stank face, but I kind of did. I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. So I'm thrilled with that I was expecting something a lot worse. I gave it a 6.6 out of 10 is what I gave it.
6.6. Damn, you be having like the decimals, bro. Like, okay. Yeah, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I go by the 0.5s, okay? I don't go by this little, who know, you could keep adding decimal places or whatever to like, you could go on, you could make it pi if you rated something 3.14, 17,
I'm going to do that
8,
one day.
20, I don't know. Yeah.
There's going to be a song that's shit, but it's going to be like food-based. Something like it's going to be, I'll give it a pie.
Maybe you would have gave the new Yeet song pie. Did you hear that just in passing?
No, I hate Yeet. He's like literally one of my least favorite artists.
I bet you do because he kind of falls into the
Cardi range.
Ken Carson, Cardi, yes. that pocket. Yeah. Well, I just want you to know it was called The Bell, and he said, I ring that bell when I want my dick sucked.
Nice.
And it made me think of him as like a patient, just like in a hospital. Nurse! Ding, ding!
I need my dick sucked!
You know, I can't help you with that, Mr. Yee. Oh, come on! All right. Now, moving on to the third song for the songs of the week. We actually have... Get ready for this. Get ready for this. I got to take the glasses off for this one. And then I got to put them back on. We have a white rapper
Holy
that we're
shit.
actually talking about.
This is crazy. This is our wheelhouse, dude. We should flourish right now.
I don't know how I stumbled on this song. I think it was just on my suggested page on YouTube. And I usually don't check out these just random freestyles that Token drops, but for some reason this time I did. Maybe because it just looks so raw, just a guy just chilling in a parking lot with a microphone and like, bitch, I'm about to rap. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Let's check this out. And then I watched it. I listened to it. And with all that being said, Crypt, what did you think about this? It was just no apologies freestyle.
I liked it. It was a lot more meaningful than I was anticipating it being, because a lot of the singles he's been doing has been more just like flexing style singles and like rap brag, money brag, I'm fucking bitches brag, like that kind of stuff. And so I was kind of expecting that going into this, and it wasn't. It was just like him kind of opening the curtain to people about what he's been doing, because his last album, I've been a Token fan for a long time. You know, I've been a Token fan for a long time. His last album was a clear turn in direction from his typical music. And he was like, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm trying to find myself. And like, I never thought I'd be abandoned by my fans because I'm trying to find who I am. And so there's a lot of really emotional stuff in the song, which I was happy to hear. And I talk to Token every now and again. And he, the week before, he dropped a single called Feral, I think is what it's called. We missed that on Songs of the Week. But he sent it to me the day before. I was like, hey, man, no pressure. If you can react to it, great. If not, it's all good. I was like, man, I'm out of town. It was while I was gone on spring break when I recorded the podcast in the hotel room, calling you a dickhead for 17 minutes. And me and him just kind of had like a little heart-to-heart for a little bit. And I was like, dude, I'm away right now, but I don't want to be reacting to any kind of videos. I'm thinking about retiring. Like, I just kind of let it all out on the line for him. And he sent back a big, long message that was super respectful. He's like, dude, I completely understand. It's awesome that you have other things outside of music that you love, but like music is the only thing that I've ever found, and I wish I had something like that. So it's like Token's, he's grown up a lot as a person, and I've seen it behind the scenes and I've seen it in the scenes. So this song really showed that. Yeah,
I know you guys have always talked off and on and stuff like that. He's always been good to both of us. He like sent merch at one point because I reacted to one of his videos just randomly. Just send me a t-shirt and a hat, and just my wife still wears that hat to this day. It was the
Never Too Different.
Fuck. Never Too Different. There you go. Never Too Different. But yeah. So I had that respect for Token for sure. I've mentioned this many, many times. When he first was coming out, I thought he was going to be one of the best of all time, just because of the pace he was on, and he was so young and like just wrapping circles around everybody. But yeah, I thought a lot of this stuff that he was saying was really raw and relatable. And I think it's cool that he put out what literally is like eating him inside, and literally what is his main, what's on the front of his mind right now, not on the back of his mind, what's in the front of his mind right before putting an album out. Because he mentioned he's putting an album out soon, so he wanted to put out some material for fans to chew on or whatever. But I think it's really cool that he's being so personal with his listeners, because he's saying it's like not initially whole words. He's establishing a connection. He's making a connection with his fans on a very personal level before the album comes out. So it almost primes them for that listening experience, because they feel more connected to him now. Like, this is the headspace I'm in. Cool? Okay? All right, here's the album. You know? So I think that's really cool that he did that. He said some things that, some things I think about sometimes, like being put in a box as a rapper. He mentioned the white rapper box. For us, sometimes it's that YouTube rapper box, or it's that white rapper / YouTube rapper box, the ultimate combination of haymakers.
Yeah, the greatest one of all.
Something that I kind of wanted your thoughts on, but it's really touchy. Him mentioning that he was contemplating suicide and writing it down in his journal, and then his mom finding it and her talking him out of it, or however that played out. I'm going to go ahead and say he probably did not kill himself after that happened. Yeah, and then the Fantano line, like trying to be super creative just to impress music critics online. Like that, like is that what we've become as artists? Like just to appease this one person making videos in their basement, you know what I mean? This one person's opinion. It doesn't matter how established someone is. Like Stephen A. Smith isn't the all-knowing sports guy. Fantano isn't the all-knowing music guy. These are one people with one opinion, you know? Why are we putting that on a pedestal? You know what I mean? But and then the line that was the most relatable to me was, I hate when rappers explain the meaning of what they're trying to say.
You hate
I
when
agree with
rappers
that
do the
so
get it
much.
bars. Yeah.
Yes. And it's funny because I was watching a video this past week, because it took me a long time to get through this fucking video of the worst bars in rap. It was a Hive Mind video. The worst bars in rap. And they were like rating like who is the funniest fucking video. I don't think I've ever laughed that much when watching a YouTube video, bro. Like
shout out to
all
Hive
these
Mind.
rappers. Yeah. Maybe we should steal that for a segment one time, because other people do it too. They just get a bunch of rappers' lines that are awful, and they make a bracket, and then it's just a tournament to see who had the worst.
We can do that for an episode one day.
Yeah, and a lot of them were explaining bars. Like a lot of them were like cringing at those type of bars. But like I don't like when rappers like put in parentheses like what they were trying to say. Yeah. Like I feel like if you can't get it, or if you didn't deliver it right or something like that, if they can't get it at face value or something, you know, but that's just me. Once again, one person's opinion. My shit is not, you know, the know-all, be-all. Shouts to Confucius. Yo, Confucius deserves more love, bro. He had bars.
Yeah, I saw your tweet about that earlier. But I feel like that is a very YouTube rapper-esque thing of explaining your bars, because I got trapped in that for a long time, and I would be pissed if I wrote, like, I spent the time to make a cool double entendre, and then people wouldn't get it. And, like, I refuse to look at it like, okay, maybe I could deliver it differently so people could get it, or maybe I just need to quit focusing on trying to do that and just make good fucking music. And yeah, I feel like it's a YouTube rapper-esque thing. But going back to making music just to impress people like Fantano, or just making music for the wrong reasons, that was the most relatable part for me, because I got stuck in that phase for like 2 years, and I just didn't even fucking make music, because everything I made, I was like, yeah, people aren't gonna like this, and this for these reasons, and that's why I didn't make music for so long. And it really fucks with your head. And I even made a video today. I made a video today. I had a whole topic in mind. Video was called "Dissing People Who Diss Me," and I was just gonna go to all these YouTube shorts that I've done of my music, because they all had a bunch of comments, and I never read them because I know people don't like me. And I clicked on them. I was like, all right, I'm ready for this. And I read through the comments, and they were like 99% overwhelmingly super positive. And I was like, dude, I've been avoiding these for months because I thought people were just shitting on me. And the whole time it's been people saying how awesome it is, and they miss me. It's like, dude, I can't fucking believe that I've done this. I almost started crying. I was like, dude, that's what the internet has done to my perspective of life. And so this song came around at a really great time.
Well, I think I say this to you a lot, bro. Like and it is something, you know, like when you're in this space and when you're getting attention online, or just putting yourself out there, I think this is a better way to put it. When you're putting yourself out there online, anybody listening to this, if you have the courage to turn on that camera, put your face online, and go one step beyond and state your opinion about something online in this climate, in my experience, most of the time, 90% positive feedback.
Yep.
But there's going to be that small percent of negative feedback, and it fucks with you. Or
hard.
Depending on who you are. But yeah, like it could fuck with you. Like they could be a whole bunch of comments. Yo, this is dope. Yo, this is great. I love the way you break this down. Blah, blah, blah. Then that one person, you suck dick. I saw you. And it's like.
That's the one you remember.
like, damn, did he really see me sucking dick that day? Like, wait,
I didn't know.
Wait, I wasn't sucking dick. Wait, have I ever sucked the dick?
Yeah, you question your own perception of reality.
Wait, I do suck dick. No, I don't suck.
Is that cum?
Like, yeah.
When did I suck dick?
Yeah, I told you I would talk about dick today.
There it was.
I said that before the pod. That wasn't what I had planned either. Look out for more dick references.
Great.
All right. Well, we still have to talk about the album review for Wiz Khalifa. Oh, but did you want to rate this? Did you want to rate this freestyle for?
A 7 out of 10. I liked it.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Actually.
All right. Dead space, silence.
I'll go 7.5 out of 10. I'll go 7.5 out of 10 for this one. Yeah. Because I think it was he really didn't stretch anything. Token did not stretch anything with this freestyle to make it work in conveniently with a rhyme scheme or anything like that. It sounded like it's something that would make sense if he just was writing an essay to a teacher or writing a text to somebody. And these were just his thoughts laid out. They just happened to rhyme and happened to flow so well. And I think that's a sign of a really good rap.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't particularly like is when he got really, really fast to like just kind of show that he can go really fast, and his old fans that liked when he went really fast to kind of latch onto that. I didn't think it sounded all that natural, but just from a listening experience, a lot of relatable stuff for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, we still have to do the album review for Wiz Khalifa, Kush Orange Juice 2, which is, I think, an important moment in hip-hop, or it's at least a fun moment in hip-hop for anybody that was around when Wiz Khalifa put out Kush Orange Juice. I think this is a big deal. But first we're going to talk about Doechii's music video for
Oh, shit,
Anxiety.
I forgot about that, too. Damn. I was thinking we were going to have a 30-minute episode, and we haven't even talked about the damn album yet.
Yeah. No, well, that's okay. I kind of have generalities to talk about with the album overall because it's more of an overall vibe.
Definitely.
Yeah, but anyways, Doechii, Anxiety, music video came out the other day, and I didn't really, this is a mindset I have to get myself out of, but I was like, I already heard this song multiple times. I don't need to watch the music video. Like, whatever.
Tisk.
Yeah, that was a mistake. And the face that you're frozen on right now with your camera is fucking hilarious. It's hilarious.
What is
That's actually what you. If you don't look like that after listening to Kush Orange Juice 2, then you didn't listen to Kush Orange Juice 2 right.
I'm intentionally leaving it up so people can see this for a minute. Crypt, Kush and Orange Juice 2 album review. All right, we're back now. That was great.
Okay. So yeah. Anxiety, music video directed by James Mackle. I gotta first say this. I want your thoughts on this. I like setting up the segments and then just having you talk.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
So the first shot was the most impressive shot of the whole video, and I'll tell you why. Because the first shot, we're zooming in from the front of, assuming it's Doechii's house, front yard. You see her in the window, zooming in with the camera, right? But when we're zooming in with the camera, and you see reflections on the window, so you can see the yard and everything like that, but you can't see the camera in the reflection on the window.
Yep.
How did they do it?
It's masking.
What?
It's very simple, actually. It's not too difficult, but there were some cool camera tricks. Didn't they go through the window too?
Yeah, they did. And what I took that as is, by the way, everybody go watch this video. At least go to 140 timestamp in the video because there's a white girl with a fat ass. So
Joey's married with a child.
When they go through the window, he looked right at the camera for that. When they go through the window and crash through the window, that's the anxiety hitting her. That's how I interpreted that. While she was in her safe space. Her safe space is her working on music in that room, vibing out, and all of a sudden anxiety out of nowhere. Ah, bitch! Yeah, That was.
Then she tries to escape it, and just more shit happens. There's all kinds of crazy stuff happens. It's stuck on a loop. She tries to learn from certain things that happen, like stepping in the hole in the floor, but then she still gets fucked anyway. There was a moment where there was a fire in the house, and there was a firefighter just looking at her, not even putting the fire out.
Eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Whatever he was doing. I thought that was one of the most powerful, simple, genius. I don't really know what it means, but that was one of the most powerful shots of the music
I think
video.
what it means is, like, the world is watching her have this anxiety and, like, not even doing shit about their own stuff. They're just focused. She feels like everybody's watching her. Anxiety, watching me. Silently. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the rest of the lyrics are. That's just how she feels life is. Like, people are just ignoring their own responsibilities just to watch her fucking go through this shit.
Well, anxiety to me usually means, or what it means
you know
to
all
other
about
people.
It.
Yeah,
right?
I take medicine every single day for anxiety. But they're like, what I'm most fascinated, that's probably the wrong word, the most fascinated about is seeing how my wife reacts to my anxiety, because she doesn't understand it. So a lot of times it feels like people are like, why are you bugging out? Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, I'm in the same room as you. I could see the same things as you. Why are you so stressed right now? Like, why are you losing your mind? Like, what is the issue? And it's like there's an imaginary monster in the room that people can't see that you're battling with yourself, and you feel crazy because you're like, yo, what? Like, it's weird. There was a picture that I saw once of a bird trying to, like, fly over a wall or something like that, and then there was, like, another bird that was like, what are you doing? Just fly over the wall, or just fly forward. I'm like, I can't. There's a wall in front of me. I can't just fly forward. He's like, all right, bro, whatever. And then he just flies away or whatever. And then, like, that's kind of what it's like. So with this firefighter sitting there, I don't think the firefighter sees the fire. I think that's what it is. I think only Doechii sees the fire in that shot, and the firefighter doesn't, which is why he's just chilling eating a sandwich. Or it was just a really good sandwich, and he's just like, I don't have time for this.
It could have been a bomb-ass sandwich.
Like,
it's like, fuck that fire. This sandwich will get cold if I don't eat it right now.
Maybe it was from, do you guys have Jersey Mike's?
I love Jersey Mike's. Yeah, we just got one.
Wow.
It's been there for like 3 years, but it's amazing.
Okay, no, that's pretty new. That's relatively new, and when a chain comes to you, but maybe it was a Jersey Mike's sandwich. I wouldn't put that shit down for the world.
I wouldn't either.
You know,
a Mike's Philly.
So,
fuck that. Fuck that fire.
That's what I have, bro. I have the big Kahuna. That's what I have when I go to Jersey Mike's. Those cheesesteaks. God damn. Anyways, there was a shot that reminded me of Smile, the movie Smile. I don't know if you watched those movies, but I just saw Smile 2 recently.
I haven't seen that yet. Don't spoil it. I do want to watch
I won't spoil it, but I will tell you that people do smile in the movie.
Oh, fuck.
So there was a table in the background of what I could only assume was my family this past Easter, having lunch together. So they were eating together, and then they turn around and do that creepy-ass fucking smile that reminded me of something from Smile movie. The dog from the Without Warning album cover comes out of nowhere. Don't know where the fuck that dog came from. I can only assume it was Doechii's dog. Maybe she's scared of her own dog. Once again, at 140, timestamp 140, make sure that this is emphasized. Timestamp 140, make sure to put this in the pinned comments. There's a white girl with a fat ass. And then there's a guy next to her with a dick. And then they go outside. She finally escapes this house.
Do you know what those two people are representing? It's a nod to the OG music video of somebody that I used to know. The sample that this song is.
Oh. Well, I know the sample, obviously.
Because they're, like, painted up weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they blend in with the artwork on the wall. That is, like, that was the OG music video for somebody that I used to know.
Oh.
That's the reference to that. It's the nod.
Look at you. You're so smart. You're so knowledgeable.
Not.
Why do you know that?
I guess I just know it. I don't know. It's a very famous music video.
I never saw the music video. I don't watch a lot of music videos.
I mean, that's That's the only song that I know by that guy, and it was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
I just...
All right. Well, white girl had a fat ass. Then she finally escapes the house after what looks like, the repeat of events, those crazy events that happens, her being picked up by those two guys, the SWAT team that crashes through the window, just all these things are happening in a confined space, and the space gets even more and more confined because doors start to shut in the house and she can't get through them. So she just gets more and more closed in until she finally finds a way out. There's a guy breakdancing on the fucking piano. It's just chaos.
Chaos.
Then she finally gets outside and she ends up on the street where you guys filmed Unforgivable.
What? She's on Hollywood Boulevard?
No. But it looked like it was off Hollywood Boulevard, right? Was the Hollywood sign in the background when you were
directly in the background?
It was. Okay.
We filmed it on Hollywood Boulevard. There were $10 million mansions all around us and people were staring at us. I almost got hit by a car. It was great.
Shouts to the cameraman for letting you know that car was coming or not coming.
Didn't let me know shit. Everybody else just backed up. The car horn was right there, and I was like, oh, shit. Almost died.
Sometimes you just got to get that viral moment. You almost got hit by Sandra Bullock. That would have been fucking crazy.
Imagine.
The street did look like the same street, but a lot of streets in LA look like that in those really nice mansion-filled areas that aren't in the hills. The hills, I think the hills are awful. Those give me anxiety. And just the houses hanging off the edges and everything like that. Anyways, it turns into a whole musical in the middle of the street. Doechii starts twerking. I don't have the timestamp for that. I'm sorry. Unforgivable, I know.
Wow. You have the timestamp for a white ass but not a black one? Wow, Joe.
Strike it out here. But yeah, that was but when she was outside still, I think it was supposed to be liberating for her, but the crowd of people start closing in on her again, so she didn't fully escape it. There's so much to unpack with this video.
It really is.
Like, everybody needs to just let us know in the comments what your favorite shot was from this video. For me, it was probably at the timestamp of 140 with the white girl with the fat ass. But yeah, happy in her room again, rapping. It goes back to the same shot as the beginning. And then anxiety comes crashing in again. God damn, I hope you got State Farm because you got broken windows out the ass, girl. That shit is
so
crazy.
many broken windows. I kind of viewed, like, where everybody's in the streets dancing. It's maybe felt like all her fans were kind of dancing along with her music and everything was nice. And then they started closing in, pressuring her to make new stuff to dance to. Like, they're getting tired of the old dance. And then that's when it reverts back to the anxiety. She's like, I finally made it. I finally made this music that everybody likes. And everybody starts turning on her, and it just goes right back to the same loop. It's just nonstop.
I like that. I like that take. I do like that take. See, this is why I like to hear your thoughts. Because I just talk about ass. And it's
White
even
ass,
worse when
apparently.
I react to anime. When I react to anime, all I talk about is titties.
Ass!
Because
Titties!
They make
More
the,
titties!
They make the
I don't even know the plot of this show.
I asked my viewers the other day, I was like, what do you like about these anime reactions? They were like, I really like to see what other people's takes are on these shows that I love. And then in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking like people just watching me just say, titties! Look at those titties! Titties! Like the way they drew them titties. But, yeah, anyways. Yeah, that was our breakdown or our thoughts on the music video for Doechii.
Dude, people are shitting on it too, by the way. I don't know if maybe it's just the side of Twitter that I see all the time. People are just like shit on Doechii for some reason. Like saying it's the worst song of the last 20 years. It's an industry plant. It's a terrible music video. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm all for shitting on somebody that I think is an industry plant or that doesn't deserve the fame that they're getting that makes shit music. I think she's like super versatile as an artist. I mean, we listened to her album. I love the album. I love some of the stuff that she's done. I thought the music video was arguably the best music video of the year so far that I've seen. I mean, I don't get the hate for it. I really don't.
Wow. Yeah, I had no idea this was going on. I mean, which is kind of a good thing. I always make sure to not check out what people's public opinion or what the general consensus of something is before I experience it for myself and come up with my own opinion.
Right.
You know, that's really important. But yeah, I had no idea people were shitting. You seem to say this a lot. You always see people shitting on
That's what I said.
Doechii.
I don't know if it's just the side of Twitter that I'm on, but like I knew going into it that people were saying it was a terrible music video, and I watched it and I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is a great music video.
Yeah, I love the creativity of it, and maybe it's people that are insensitive to understanding what anxiety's like or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because it
I don't know
really
either.
captured the feeling. I don't know. People could go eat a dick.
Yep. Or go smoke some weed and drink orange juice. Could they do that? Is that a thing people could do?
We told our editor we would give a clean segue. I don't think it could get much cleaner than that.
Yeah, super clean. I think my nose is bleeding. All right. No, we're good.
Are you dying?
Not yet.
So his nose is bleeding, and he still sticks in there and does the fucking podcast. What a true professional. Me, I get a tummy ache, and I hit the road. That's crazy.
Crazy. Let's talk about this album.
Review. Album review time. Wiz Khalifa, Kush Orange Juice 2 is here, ladies and gentlemen, about 15 years after the first one rolled out, Kush and Orange Juice, which is probably the most popular and the most important project Wiz Khalifa has ever rolled out. The original Kush and Orange Juice.
Absolutely.
Which wasn't really my flavor at the time. Like, disclaimer, I don't smoke. Not only do I not smoke, I hate being around smoke. I hate being around weed. I don't like being around people that are smoking weed. If you smoke weed, that's cool. It's not like I hate you because you do that.
You're not allowed to be friends with Joey if you smoke marijuana.
I just don't like being around it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like anything about it whatsoever. I don't like rappers rapping about it. But I really like, wow, I thought you were like intently listening to what I was saying.
Frozen
like
again? Jesus.
Interested face.
What is this faces that keep happening that I'm frozen on? Man.
Stoned out of his fucking mind. Just, but yeah, regardless of all that, I really fucking love Wiz Khalifa though, because I love his boss mentality, just how comfortable he is with himself, just how chill he is, his self-confidence, like how respectable he is in interviews and all that stuff. And it's just, he's not even the greatest rapper at all.
No.
But there's something about him just being so self-sure about himself that just makes it so appealing to listen to him and follow what he does. So, however, I had my trepidations about this one because doing a sequel 15 years later, you can't all be...
you got to come with some boss shit to do that.
Yeah. Not everybody has a Top Gun Maverick luck when it comes to doing a sequel decades later or whatever. So, I gotta say, this album sucked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm amazed that he was able to capture the vibe of the original Kush and Orange Juice so well the second time around. Now, he did work with the same producers that he mainly worked with on the first project, which is cool. 15 years later, you're able to tap back in with them, and they're able to capture that same G-funk sound, that boom, womp, dung, 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 those little electronic cowbells, and those like synths, and wow, wow, it's the G-funk mixed with some like R&B drum style. I don't know, but yeah. It's cool that they were able to capture that magic again, working with producers like Cardo. God, who the fuck else was on this? I should have wrote notes, but I didn't write notes. I just listened to the album like a lot this past weekend. Like a lot. And I have a keep 3, delete 3. Do you have a keep 3, delete 3?
I have scores for all of them, so I can make one up on the fly.
Oh, you have scores? You're more prepared than me.
It's crazy.
This album is like a lot of songs run into each other,
Yes.
And it just has a mixtape feel to it.
Yes.
It just feels like it's just all about capturing that vibe and not letting that vibe go for anything. And just keeping it going song to song. They may be a little bit different, but it's
slight
that same
variations.
kind of sound, same style. Yeah. So yeah, I was impressed with the branding consistency from the Kush and Orange Juice original to this one. That was the most impressive thing about this project to me.
Yeah, I feel like if there were no words or choruses or anything and it was just instrumentals, it would sound just like one big long run-on song with like slight variations. And honestly, kind of feel like that way with a lot of the flows that he had. Wiz Khalifa, you don't listen to Wiz Khalifa to listen to a great rapper.
Nope.
And I went into this not wanting to listen to a great rapper. The rapper in me still picked up on a lot of stuff that he did that like does bother me. Like, for example, I hate when a rapper, when I feel like a rhyme is about to happen and then they rhyme it 2 syllables later. I hate when that happens. And he does that a lot. At least I noticed that in the first few songs.
You're not talking about the thing that Tupac does where he like waits or pauses like a beat and then comes back in to finish his phrase.
It's not that. It's like
you're talking about stretching out a line?
Yes, stretching out a line to where that syllable, there's supposed to be a rhyme there, and he does it like two bars later. Not bars, but 2 syllables later. And
Captain Barcatcher, ladies and gentlemen.
Captain Barcatcher. I can't help myself. He does that a lot, but I mean, Wiz Khalifa to me has always been a chorus guy, like a chorus rapper, a hook rapper that just makes really listenable things because he's got the great voice for it. I think he's got an incredible rap voice, but
Agreed.
just the layering that happens on his choruses always just like hit funny bones in my ears. And I don't smoke weed, makes me want to smoke weed. I don't know what it is. Never smoked a day in my life, but he makes me want to be okay with it. If that makes sense.
But see what I mean? Like, just because he's so sure of himself and just so confident. Right. Just I mean, my boy put it the best way when the Wiz Khalifa hype was going on, like at his peak. I was like, yo, what is it do you think that about Wiz Khalifa that people just fuck with? And he was like, well, I think it's just the way he carries himself, pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's probably the best way to wrap it up. But man, you have notes for every song. I do not have notes for every song on this one because
they're very small notes. Like I just listen to it, and after each song, I put a little synopsis, like a 1-sentence synopsis.
I mean, OT Genesis. I'm glad it was him that said on the second song,
"Put the dick between the legs." That's a W.
Legs in the air, dick in the middle. That's a W. I was like, all right, well, because you're OT Genesis, I'm gonna let this one slide.
Yeah.
Hey, but God, I'm thinking of OJ the Juice Man when I said A. I don't know what sorry. But yeah, that was kind of wild on the second track of the album to just come out saying that. I was like, okay, that's great.
I was like 95% of the people that say that line, it's the corniest line ever. And it's borderline corny when he says it. I mean,
to me, it's corny. To me, it's corny. It's the delivery of it. It's like, check this out. Check out what I'm about to say. About to blow your fucking mind, dude. Like, I'm becoming so much more of a fan of, let me say the line. I think it's the most clever shit I've ever come up with. I'm never going to come up with a bar better than this, but I'm going to say it like it's just another fucking line. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of that approach when you deliver a line as a rapper.
Yeah. You know, I'm starting to think about that line more visually. And like the legs between the air, the dick in the middle, the dick would go this way. Right. So it's not a W. If the dick went this way, that means she has the dick.
Wait.
So
so her legs are in the air.
Yeah. Legs are in the air. Look, here it is.
Right. Wait, no, she would be like this. No, yeah. And then
legs in the air.
No,
he said legs in the air. No, legs in the air. In the air.
So it's more like...
It's like that.
It's more like a...
That's not a W. That's... now put the dick in the air. Make a W. Make a W with it. She has a dick. She has a dick.
Well, maybe this was a creative way of letting the world know his preference.
There it is.
I don't know. Pew, pew, This is a Papadu exclusive. She is a dick. All right. That was a lot.
That was.
After that review, you wouldn't even know that Wiz Khalifa was on that song. What's even the name of the second song on the album?
How We Act.
Because the first one's just like a little intro.
Yeah.
How We Act. Okay.
Yeah, it's called How We Act.
How We Act. So that's How We Act. Okay. Great. Third song. Let's run through this. Let's do this.
Crime, Bud, and Women.
Okay.
Very Wiz Khalifa song. That's a synopsis of the album right there. It's all you need to know.
Yeah, Bud and Women, I think, is more Wiz Khalifa. I don't know about the crime part. Is there a feature on that song?
No, it doesn't say there is. He did rap.
Oh,
There
okay.
was one song, I forget which one it was, but he rapped about, like, if it wasn't for Taylor Gang, he would be involved in a bunch of crime stuff.
Yes. I do recall that. Okay. All right. No thoughts?
No thoughts. That's it. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I gave it a lot of songs on this are ranging from a 5 to a 6 out of 10. Just because it's
You know
all
what?
vibes.
Not bad.
It's just, yeah, it's straight
Not
vibes.
bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know the type of music that I listen to. I'm more of a rapidy rap kind of guy, but I mean, this is very, very easy to toss on and just let it play. And just, I was playing MLB The Show while listening to this album. Had no problems listening to it.
That sounds like a vibe. Okay. Well, the fourth song is a song that we actually reviewed for Songs of the Week. Oh, it actually makes me feel responsible. 5 Star, which is a song that has grown on me a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
The song with Gunna. I do have to listen pretty keenly, if that's the right way to say it, to make out what Gunna was saying during the hook. Yeah, but it's cool. This one has grown on me a lot. I think it's actually one of the stronger hooks in the whole album. And I see why they put it kind of in the forefront too. And Gunna is like a big feature, you know, compared to a lot of other people on this album. So I thought that was, I like that one.
I also like that one. Sorry, I'm looking at my ratings. Dude, my memory sucks. I don't remember reviewing that one. I thought it was something that we had looked at, but I wasn't sure, and I knew the chorus sounded familiar. And that's what I put in my notes, is that the chorus sounds super familiar, and it's catchy, and it's stuck in my head. So that would make a whole lot of sense why.
And you know what? I wasn't going to talk about the bonus tracks on this album, because there's like 5 different bonus tracks after the outro. But there's a song with Don Toliver on this album called Don't Hide It, or Hide It. It's called Hide It. And it has a lot of the same melody as the 5 Star song. That was definitely there. It's starting to make me wonder if Don Toliver wrote that hook for 5 Star.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just a theory, bro. It's just a theory. But then somebody else who writes dope hooks comes in on the next one with Top Down with Ty Dolla $ign, who's actually part of Taylor Gang. I haven't been tapped into Taylor Gang in a long time.
I never have been.
Label. Yeah, so
I didn't know there was actually people part of it.
Chevy Woods is part of it. Yeah. Juicy J is part of Taylor Gang. When I
didn't know that either.
When he did he did Coachella recently. These are all the people that came out and performed with him or whatever. So, you know, get your Taylor Gang knowledge up, bro. He just puts his hand up. Leave a comment on YouTube if you watched that, letting us know what that meant when Crypt just put his hand up. Like, what was
what
the
the fuck am I supposed to do? That's what that was.
The hook was kind of boring for this one though. Top Down. I thought the song had a cool little bounce pace to it, but I don't think it's Ty Dolla $ign's best work. Top Down.
I put that everything's starting to sound the same when I got to this point.
Okay. Well, that's what you kind of got to lock in for when you're listening to this album. So, next one, Pimps and Hustlers, featuring La Tyler.
Lil Tyler.
La Tyler.
Yeah, Lil Tyler. but it's
Tyler.
Tyler. I thought he sounded like a lazy JID. Is who I think he sounds like, and I didn't particularly like it.
I thought it was a woman.
It could be a woman.
It's not a woman.
It couldn't be a woman.
It's not a woman. It's not but a woman. I thought it was a woman.
Okay.
So this was me tapping in the first time to love Tyler. You guys got to forgive me. I am about to be 60 years old next week. Send birthday cards.
Nice.
I Might Be is the next song up here. Now, can I? No, I'm not going to mention that. Okay, no, that was a spoiler. As if anybody's really on the edge of their seat to find out any of my thoughts on this album. But I Might Be has a verse from Michael Prince on this song.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm thinking about the right song, and I 100% am, where he does something that I might start doing in the future, right?
Okay.
He had a verse where he had a hook in his verse.
Yes.
Because he rapped, he like made his own, the song has a hook where we actually say, I might be a boss, yeah, I might be, blah, 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 whatever. Wiz does that part. Then Michael Prince comes along. It is Michael Prince that raps that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he does a hook in the beginning of his verse. I didn't know it was a hook until he came back at the end of the verse and did the first 4 bars of his verse again, which I'm presuming was the hook of his verse. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
He like made his own hook.
Yeah, it was more like just a repetitive rap verse, though. It didn't feel like a hook to me. It just felt like he was emphasizing those 4
Well,
lines.
I never really heard that before, or that's very unique to me. Is somebody comes in like the first 4 bars, then they rap their verse, which was delivered with a lot of energy. Maybe a little too much energy for this project. It was more like,
it's stark
this is
contrast.
my chance. Yeah, like, because you got Wiz being like, roll one, Dolan, yeah. Ha ha ha. Then Michael Prince comes along and be like, I dropped my daughter out for school, and then I make $100K. I'm 10 steps ahead of ya. I'm like, whoa, bruh. Let's scale it back a little bit here. But I like that he like made a hook in his verse and then recited it again at the end. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. I like the song a lot. It's one of my favorite ones. I like specifically because of Michael and his conviction. I mean, I know you said it's different and maybe doesn't suit well on the project, but it's the first time I've ever heard him, and it was intriguing to me. It was a good switch up from the rest of the stuff that I listened. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he stood out and made an impression. Next one is What's Happening. If you ain't high at this point of the album, then just shut it off at this point, bro.
Yeah.
What's up? What's happening? What's up? What's happening? Pretty sure he says that 8 times in a row, and that's the hook. There's a lot of repetitive,
repetition
hooks. Yeah, on these, but by design, 100% by design. I am not putting that past Wiz at all. That he knew exactly what he was doing. It was more just shut your mind off, and yeah. Just like your camera shut off just now.
Fuck!
Oh my God, fuck. Yo, that'd be a dope song name.
No, it wouldn't be.
Anyways, next one, Jet Taylor. And goddamn, this album better have
features
currency
galore.
Up here. Yeah,
there's so many
these
features.
are this was the big combination though. This Currency and Wiz Khalifa back in the day. They was always on tracks together. And I'm not the biggest fan of Currency, probably because of his voice. Just a little bit too, like kind of like this sort of, I don't know. It just really never really did it for me. And do you want a hamburger? Yeah. I'm not the biggest Currency fan. That's just my take on it. But Jet Taylor, kind of a slow moving song. It was cool.
Mm-hmm. Had a long intro.
Right.
It had like a minute and a half before anybody started doing anything.
Yeah. Sometimes you can pull that off well, but I don't really. It doesn't stand out to me at all.
Yep.
Was this the one where he said, "When I say Taylor, you say gang"?
Yes.
Taylor, gang.
Was it
Taylor?
Or was that? I don't remember what song. I think it was that one. I'm fairly certain
it was.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was. It was. It had to be because it was that slow tempo, and it's that's
Yeah.
the only song that would match. Unless it was My Influence.
No, it was that one.
Go fuck yourself.
So I remember looking over to
All
see
right.
what the title of the song was, and it was that one.
Okay. Max B interlude. So he actually called in from jail to do this one. This man has been in prison since 2009.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he got locked away from murder or something that had to do with murder. I'm not tapped into the politics of it all, but he definitely had a sentence reduced from like 75 years to like 12 years or something like that. He must have been mowing the lawn, doing the gardening at the prison or something to get this kind of reduction. He did an interview with DJ Vlad, though, Max B did, explaining how he got a shorter sentence. So if you're trying to shorten your jail sentence, make sure to watch this interview.
I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about the situation. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Max B, last time, all I know is Max B was riding with Dipset heavy, and I remember having him being on that iconic hook for G's up, hose down. If your bitch don't swim, she gonna drown. If you didn't know about Dipset, you know now.
Okay.
G's up. Yeah, that song was cool. He was also on some other Dipset stuff, but yeah, he did a little freestyle straight from the phone. And it sounded pretty good. It sounded like quality-wise.
Never would have guessed that.
Technology's come a long way.
Got in with some like conjugal visits and just like snuck some recording equipment in there. Just had a laptop, a Scarlett, and like a SM7B strapped to his chest for a conjugal visit. Let him rap it real quick.
That could work, but that's not how they did it.
Oh, did you talk to him? Did you ask him?
Well, I watched an interview of Wiz Khalifa on, I don't know, what show is the one with Charlamagne the God?
Breakfast
Club?
Club?
What show is that? Is that the Breakfast Club?
Charlamagne's on the Breakfast Club, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you like Charlamagne the God?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, next
let's
song.
keep it moving here.
Red Eye. Kind of had that reggae feel to it a little bit. I thought it was going to be about flights. Red Eye to me means about catching
weed.
flights.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it means having red eyes and being under the influence, which leads us into our next song, which is called My Influence, which has, I don't know what sample this is, but yeah, but the sample, the feature is Juicy J. The sample, there's a lot of Dipset happening here. I'm just realizing this. There's a song by Cameron called On Fire Tonight. And there's a sample that he uses, just boom, 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 blah, 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 blah. I've always hated that sample, but that was the sample that they used for this song here, My Influence. That song was about Cameron getting an STD, I think. Or what does it mean when your dick hurts? Like when you're when you're burning down there. What does that usually mean?
It's an STD. It's an STD.
He's talking about getting an STD in that song from a hoe. In that song On Fire Tonight. And that's the sample that was used. The same sample from that song was used in this one. It must be a famous R&B song that I just don't know that they're sampling for this. But that's the one that they used for this.
Okay.
My Influence. There you go. Take your time, get paid. Take your time, get paid. Take your time, get paid.
More repetition. I get it.
This is track number 13 that had DJ Quick. And DJ Quick, shouts to you for having the worst verse this
Awful.
entire album. The worst.
So bad.
Verse of this entire album just sounded outdated. It just sounded like just cheesy. I know Wiz has a lot of respect for DJ Quick that he mentioned in that interview that I talked about, but goddamn, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he gave him some flowers in the last song too, whatever the outro song, where he just talked about everybody and their families. But not an enjoyable listening experience to that song. This is one of the, spoiler alert, it's one of my delete threes, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Well, number 14 has Larry June on it. Wow, there is a lot of features. Larry June is on this one. Cashed Out. New titties, new butt.
New titties, new butt.
So Wiz Khalifa is clearly letting you know that he got some money and he's about to get some new titties and a new butt.
I think he means he's going to buy that for a woman, but I get it.
Oh, okay. That's what he was alluding to.
No shot you thought that he was getting Joey.
It was a joke. Okay. All right, we run over. Damn, we're at an hour and 30 minutes.
I know. Let's wrap this shit up. I got to leave.
Yeah. Okay, got it all. Featuring Chevy Woods. I mean, it's Taylor Gang. You got to have Chevy Woods on at least one song. Got it all.
I wrote.
Man,
my notes for this was, this is a Wiz Khalifa song.
This is the best album review that we've ever done. Again, I was not planning on going. I thought this was going to be a short segment, like going through, like saying our general thoughts on the album. But anyways, I'll be more clear next time. Just to See You Smile. So this song is about his mother in the first verse and what she meant to his journey. And then the second verse is about his late sibling that I didn't even know about.
I didn't know about that either.
With Wiz. But I have something controversial to say about that song in a little bit. And then the Super Duper High outro. Then there's a few bonus tracks that you guys could check out on your own time. Let us know what your Keep 3, Delete 3 is for this album, Kush and Orange Juice 2, because we're about to get into ours right motherfucking now.
Joey! Kush and Orange Juice 2, Wiz Khalifa, Keep 3, Delete 3, go!
All right, my Keep 3 for Kush and Orange Juice 2 is I Might Be. That's the best song on this album. And it's not even because of that second verse. It's mainly because of Wiz Khalifa's first verse and the hook. This was just kind of transitioning into the, chill, like I'm... women, chilling with women, smoking with women, getting them comfortable and stuff. This one is the Wiz that I like, where it's like, bitch, I'm a boss. I'm on some boss shit. And it was that type of vibe. That's the type of vibe that inspires me from Wiz Khalifa, since I personally don't smoke or am into weed or anything like that. So I thought this one was like a really fire one. It almost, I wouldn't go as far as to say it had black and yellow energy, but it was that type of Wiz that I like, content-wise. And the beat is hard, too. 5 Star is my next one, featuring Gunna. And I'm actually surprised to say that because this song has grown on me a lot. Like Gunna's hook, I always thought was kind of lazy when I first heard it. But when I hear it in the context of the rest of the album, I'm like, bro, this fits perfectly in its pocket of the album. Gunna's voice is refreshing to hear on this album. Because it's so different from everything else that was on there. I was worried when I heard this as a lead single before the album came out, because I was like, I don't know if this isn't strong enough, But it's not really about having a standout song on this album. It's about an overall vibe, and this fit in there really well. And I don't think Wiz even has the best verses on this, but I think Gunna's hook carries me through this one. And it's one of the most memorable by far. Third one, it's not my favorite. I Might Be is definitely my favorite, but Red Eye is my second favorite. So Red Eye is my third one up here of my Keep 3. Your reaction is uninspiring, sir, to what I just said. But I just love that reggae vibe, the boom, damn, like going with the Jamaican vibe, you know what I mean, for the background music and that hook. I give him red eye, red eye, red eye. Very memorable hook. It's not that repetitive stuff that goes on for a lot of these hooks on the album. And I thought his verses were hard on there. And again, I'm not a weed guy at all. And he's clearly only talking about that on this song. I don't do drugs. That was a mix of me almost having to cough and me trying to have a nerdy voice. That was fucking insane. I thought I was gonna die. But yeah, that was that's my keep 3. My delete 3, we'll just run through them really quick. Oh, look at that. I didn't even remember what they were. But the first one, take your time, get paid. Take your time, get paid. Because DJ Quick, you fucked it up. Your verse, I need to get a trophy for like worst verse of the month or worst verse of the album, and we got to have like a celebration for it or something.
We'll do it.
We got to be
We'll come up with those segments.
All right, cool. The second one I feel really bad about, but it's Just to See You Smile, the song that's a tribute to his late sibling and his mother, who's
what a
still
dickhead.
Here. But I know it's the most heartfelt song, but the verses are just so lazy flow-wise. I couldn't get over it. It was too slow for me, and there was nothing to latch on to except like, Wiz, I like you. I'm glad that this song means something to you. I'm glad you're opening up, being emotional, that as opposed to everything else on this album. I know that's not what this album is for, but this is just not a song that I'll ever listen to again. So that's just what it is. And then my influence, look, I don't really like Juicy J that much at all. Legend in hip hop, sure. 3 6 Mafia, movement in Memphis. I respect that. That's great. I never really have been the biggest fan. And they used that sample that reminded me of one of my least favorite Cameron songs, which is On Fire Tonight. Which to this day, I don't know if Cam actually has an STD or if this was just a jokey song. I don't know, but it reminded me of that sample that he used on that song, and I'd never liked the sample to begin with. And yeah, so those are my keep 3, delete 3. This one was actually kind of tough because there's not a lot of distinguishing between a lot of these songs, you know, because a lot of them sound pretty similar.
Well, maybe on Cameron's next podcast, he will let you know if he has the STD or not. But the reason my face looked like this. All right, this is a first time ever situation, Joe. We had the exact same keep 3s.
Really?
We had the exact same keep 3s.
All right, so Crypt, what is your keep 3, delete 3 for Wiz Khalifa's Kush Orange Juice 2?
Joey, I'm glad you asked that, not to make a transition for TikTok. I Might Be, featuring Michael Price, is my second favorite song on the album. I know it's your favorite. Michael Prince. Well, fuck that one up. I fat finger when I type my notes. Michael Prince. Sorry. I love his conviction. I like the song for completely different reasons than you like it. You think Wiz Khalifa and the hook is the best part. I think Michael Prince is the best part. And like that conviction just ties everything together for me. It was a cool switch up in the album. Really liked it. The second favorite song on the album.
Most standout verse on the album. Sorry. Definitely. Most standout verse on the album.
Absolutely. Red Eye. That was my favorite song on the album. Just it reminded me of classic vintage Wiz, and like you said, the reggae, the layering on that hook, everything is just like, this feels right. This feels like a very nice, right song. This is Wiz Khalifa if I've ever heard Wiz Khalifa in my fucking life. And then my third keep 3 would be 5 Star featuring Gunna. And again, I think it is because it's stuck in my head and that chorus is stuck in my head. And I've listened to it for a couple weeks now. And I remember being on the baseball field yesterday and that part was stuck in my head. I don't even know what the hell he was saying, but it was just stuck there. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. So that is my third keep 3. Now, my delete 3. First time. Yeah, that is the first time we've ever done that. This is, we're hanging out too much. My my delete 3, Take Your Time, Get Paid. You also had that one, but that was for the same reason, because of DJ Quick. Terrible verse. Really kind of ruined the mojo for me. Didn't even give me weed vibes. Yeah. No, it was just like a little gnat. It was like that's what that was like. Now, these are where we differ. My next 2 deletes, I have Chased Out featuring Larry June. Or Cashed Out. I said Chased Out. Cashed Out.
Oh.
Am I dyslexic? Did I just read that?
That? I don't know. That was kind of crazy, but it's Cashed Out, clearly, because he says it over and over and over. Just
Yeah.
different ways, different things to do with your money every time you cash out.
Yeah. Wow. Cashed out. I didn't like the feature. I don't like Larry June's voice. I don't like how he raps. I just don't care for it. It's more very modernized, and I'm just not a big fan of that sound. Didn't like the big titties and butts. Like, it just didn't feel like a song that I want to come back to.
Okay.
And then this next one was actually the song that I was looking forward to the most based on the title. I thought it was going to be a really hype song, and it actually turned out to be pretty slow, had a long-ass intro, and was super repetitive with What's Happening. I didn't like that one.
Oh, yeah. I can't see you liking that one.
Yeah.
That one is that's one of the softest hitting songs on the project.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be banger, like Black and Yellow, like What's Happening, like just crazy, bouncy, just something catchy was about to happen, and then that hit me. I was like, oh, wow, this is stark difference from what I was expecting, which made me like it even less.
You know, Cashed Out, I think, is one of the strongest hooks on the album.
Personally. I think it has the most streams per day from the album. I think it's the most popular song from the album. And like new streams per day wise.
I gotta check this out. This is a new stat that we have to keep tabs on before we do our album reviews, for sure. Since we do it like days after the albums come out, we don't do it like as soon as it comes out. This is a cool little interesting tidbit. They said right there, like, keep tabs on what are those songs that aren't main singles that are getting the most replay value. Interesting stuff. Well, this has been a whirlwind of an episode.
It has been. I have a funny thing that I want to do with you real quick, okay? So let's just do this real quick. Joey, guess the rapper in 1 minute.
What?
Are you ready?
The way you presented that, you're a fucking ostrich trainer.
Are you ready?
No, not at all.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Is it Wiz Khalifa?
No.
All right, check this out. Does the rapper's name begin with A?
No.
B?
No, we're not doing this.
C?
No.
Y? D?
No.
E?
No.
F?
No.
G?
No.
W?
No.
Q?
No.
R?
No.
S?
No.
T?
No.
L?
Nope.
K?
No.
A number?
No.
F?
No.
Did I already say that? G?
No.
H?
No.
I?
No.
J?
No.
K?
No.
M?
Nope.
N?
No.
O?
No.
P?
No.
Q?
No.
R?
No. Final guess. This is ass.
How? How did it not?
Oh, man. What a terrible way to end the podcast.
Say? That's impossible.
There was 2 letters
this is
you
impossible.
didn't say.
What are the odds?
That's why I said don't do this, because they're way at the end of the alphabet.
It's
All
either
right, you gotta answer. I gotta leave. You gotta answer.
Y or Z. Yellow Wolf.
I actually didn't have a rapper in mind. I was just gonna say no to everything that you said. That is the Papadoo Podcast, everybody. Y'all have a great fucking day. Your face. It's great. This is great. Best one yet. Papadoo!